Quick question before we start. If tomorrow morning your degree disappeared, your parents stopped giving advice, and the world forgot your resume, would you still have a plan to make your first $1,000 next month? Be honest. And more importantly, why not you? Are you any worse than the millionaires who were your age once, staring at the same blank page, feeling the same uncertainty? Hold that thought in your head as we go, because by the end of this talk, you won't just believe the answer, you'll have a simple, repeatable plan to prove it to yourself. Stay with me to the end, because I'll give you 3 tiny, no-excuse actions for each idea that you can do tonight in under 15 minutes. Do them and watch your life tilt. Here's the truth. No one says out loud at school assemblies. The promise that a degree guarantees a high-paid job made sense years ago. It doesn't match the reality today. That doesn't mean studying is useless. Far from it. Learning how to think is always valuable. The student experience can be unforgettable. But relying on a diploma to make you rich is like buying a gym membership and assuming you'll wake up shredded. Work creates results, not paperwork. So while you're studying, or even if you chose not to start a side hustle that can grow into something bigger than you ever expected, start the engine while you learn how to steer. I didn't have the money for university. I wasn't sure I even had the grades. But I had side hustles. 1 became 2. 2 became a real business. That turned into multiple businesses, and years later, a life I once thought belonged to other people. The pattern was simple. I built small, repeatable systems that made money, and then I scaled them. That's what you're going to learn here, not a list of random make-money online cliches. Real ideas, real stories, practical ratings, a rhythm you can run on. Let's lay down the rules of the game so you know how to play. Every idea you're about to hear will be rated in 3 ways: the time it takes to learn, the money required to start, and how hard it is to reach your first $1,000 a month. I'll give a quick 1 to 5 for each. 1 is easy or low. 5 is hard or high. And after each idea, I'll drop those 3 tiny actions you can do tonight so you move from listening to doing. Because action is the only thing that compounds. Before we go into specifics, a mental model. You don't need permission to be valuable. You don't need a fancy camera or expensive software or an office with glass walls. You need 2 things. First, the ability to solve a problem or deliver an outcome someone cares about. Second, the courage to offer it clearly and consistently. A side hustle is a machine that exchanges value for money. If you build a machine so it works while you sleep, congratulations, that's the beginning of passive income. But passive never starts passive. It starts with a sprint, then stabilizes into systems. Let's start with something that looks like magic from the outside and very much isn't when you understand the engine: faceless, short-form content. If you've scrolled through social media lately, you've seen it. Clips that grab you in 2 seconds, hook your curiosity, and deliver a payoff you didn't realize you wanted. Some creators show their faces, some never do. One young creator, barely old enough to drive, reportedly built a portfolio of faceless channels and pulled in shocking revenue using a blend of repurposed footage, custom edits, and voiceovers that feel fresh. How is that possible? Because attention is the oil of the modern world. Platforms fight for it. Creators who can manufacture it on command get paid. Here's the play. Short videos live or die by the hook and the payoff. The hook is the 1 sentence or action in the first 2 seconds that stops the scroll. The payoff is the aha, or emotion in the last 3 seconds that makes the viewer feel complete. Between those 2 beats is a tight, satisfying path. Tease, build, reveal. The edit matters. The music matters. But psychology matters most. Study your own stops. When did you pause? Why? Write it down. You will start to see patterns, a bold question, a surprising visual, an obvious myth being dismantled, A Lupin curiosity gap that forces the brain to stick around? Time to learn. 4 out of 5. You can start tonight, but mastering hooks and pacing takes deliberate practice. The craft is simple, not easy. Money to start. 1 out of 5. A phone, free editing apps, an internet connection. That's it. Difficulty to hit 1,000 a month. 1 out of 5 in this climate if you post daily, iterate, and join the right revenue programs. Platforms are still aggressively courting creators. It won't last forever. No excuse actions for tonight. 1. Open your Notes app and collect 10 hooks from videos that made you stop today. Write each in your voice. 2. Pick a niche you actually understand: rap news, gym hacks, streamer drama, productivity myths, and brainstorm 5 payoffs per hook. 3. Make and upload 1 clip in the next hour using a free editor. Don't aim for perfection. Aim for published. Momentum beats polish. Now, a curveball. Is investing a side hustle? Pedants will say no. I say it's the silent partner that makes you rich while your hustle keeps you sharp. Investing is how you take today's cash flow and turn it into tomorrow's freedom. No smoke and mirrors, no trading on adrenaline. A simple, boring strategy called dollar cost averaging, where you invest a fixed amount on a fixed schedule regardless of market mood. Over a long horizon, that smooths out volatility and captures the market's tendency to grow. Most people fail not because they chose the wrong stock, but because they chose the wrong habits. They try to time the market and accidentally time themselves out of it. Time to learn. 1 out of 5. The core concepts are not complex. Diversify. Keep fees low. Be consistent. Money to start. 1 out of 5. Many platforms let you begin with tiny amounts. You can automate contributions. Difficulty to hit 1,000 a month from investments alone. 1 out of 5 on difficulty, but only after years of consistency. That's why you pair investing with a cash-generating side hustle. One feeds the other. No excuse actions for tonight. 1. Open an investing account if you don't have one. Choose a diversified fund aligned with your region and risk tolerance. 2. Set a recurring transfer for an amount you won't miss. Even $10 is better than 0. 3. Write a 2-line personal policy and pin it somewhere visible. I invest on the 1st of every month. I don't panic sell. That posture alone will protect you from 1,000 bad decisions. Let's switch to a skill almost everyone has heard of, and almost no one outside tech uses professionally: building and managing Discord communities. If you've never used Discord, think of it as a living, breathing hub where a brand, a creator, or a hobby group gathers to talk in text and voice, run events, share resources, and build culture. The demand for well-run servers is exploding. Why? Because attention rented from social platforms is unreliable. Community you own is an asset. The problem is most leaders have no idea how to build one. That's where you come in. I watched a teenager reach out years ago and offer to fix a chaotic server for free. He cleaned the channels, set up roles and permissions, installed smart automations, wrote onboarding messages that felt human, and built a feedback loop. It looked small on the surface. It wasn't. He transformed noise into a place. That first favor turned into a retainer. That retainer turned into several. Today, managing communities is his full-time income, and he's still not old enough to rent a car. Time to learn. 2.5 out of 5. You can learn the basics in a weekend. The craft of culture takes longer. Money to start. 1 out of 5. A computer, an internet connection, free bots, and your willingness to test. Difficulty to hit 1,000 a month. 1 out of 5. 4 clients at $250 a month each. Very doable. Many will happily pay more for someone who keeps their community alive and safe. No excuse actions for tonight. 1. Join 5 servers from different niches: fitness, crypto, gaming, entrepreneurship, local clubs, and make notes on what feels clean and what feels chaotic. 2. Build a demo server for a niche you like. Set up roles, channels, a simple onboarding, and 2 automations. 3. Message 3 small creators or businesses, show them your demo in a short Loom video, and offer to set up their server for free with an option to hire you for ongoing moderation and growth. Let's move to a category that's exploding so fast that the world hasn't fully processed how normal it is now. Online coaching. Not just fitness, though. That's a fantastic niche. But any skill you can teach and any outcome you can deliver. People are overwhelmed. They don't want more information. They want transformation with support. I met a coach who quit a good job in a big city because his side coaching surpassed it. He didn't invent a new lift or a groundbreaking diet. He did something rarer. He made his clients feel seen, gave them a clear plan, held them accountable, and kept the program human. Here's the pattern. Onboard deeply. Know the client's goals, constraints, and preferences so your plan fits their life, not your ideal. Build a simple progression with clear, short instructions. Set check-ins that feel like a nudge from a smart friend, not a lecture. Track outcomes and celebrate small wins. That's it. You're not selling a PDF. You're selling progress plus companionship. And you can coach anything that delivers outcomes. Language learning, interview prep, portfolio reviews, public speaking, habit building, music production, even accountability for introverted founders. Specific sells. Time to learn. 2 out of 5 if you already have a skill. Higher if you're starting from 0. Package beats pedigree. Money to start. 1 out of 5. A laptop, a calendar link, a payment link, and a simple PDF or Notion template. Difficulty to hit 1,000 a month. 1 out of 5. 10 clients at 100 per month, or 5 at 200, or 2 premium clients at 500. There are dozens of combinations that work. No excuse actions for tonight. 1. Write a 1-paragraph offer that starts with, I help who get outcome in time frame without common pain. Read it out loud until it sounds like you. 2. Ask 3 people you know if you can help them for free for 2 weeks in exchange for honest feedback and a testimonial. 3. Set up a simple booking page and send your offer to 10 people who follow creators in your niche. Don't overthink. Press send. Now, let's talk about a frontier where the early movers look like wizards even when they're just curious and consistent. AI-assisted animation and visuals. AI is no longer a party trick. It's infrastructure. Most of the world is still in the this looks neat phase. That's your opportunity. I work with a talented animator who uses AI to speed up ideation, storyboarding, visual experiments, and style exploration. He still designs. He still decides. But the tools multiply his output. That's why his calendar is full. The mistake outsiders make is thinking AI replaces taste. It doesn't. It amplifies it. People pay for discernment, for the ability to translate abstract ideas into visuals that feel inevitable once you see them. The clients are not only YouTubers. They're startups who want product explainers, educators who want motion to make their ideas sticky, brands who want a premium layer of polish. If you practice every day for 3 months, you will be better than 90% of the world at this, because most people will casually dabble and then stop. Time to learn. 4 out of 5. The software is learnable. The taste takes time. Be patient and prolific. Money to start. 1 out of 5. Many tools have free tiers. Your biggest cost is time spent practicing. Difficulty to hit 1,000 a month. 2 out of 5. 1 or 2 clients with recurring needs can take you there. If you stand out with a signature style or speed, it happens faster. No excuse actions for tonight. 1. Pick a topic you love and make a 30-second animated explainer with AI-assisted assets and your own edits. 2. Post it with a clear caption. If you want your idea explained like this, DM me. 3. Message 5 creators or startups with a short custom mock-up of their content and one line. I made this to show you what your next video could feel like. Want me to produce a full version? Shift gears. Let's talk about reselling luxury items. This is not buy a random thing and hope. This is archaeology with profit. There's a reason the secondary market for luxury soared. People want status, quality, and stories without paying retail. The catch is obvious. Authenticity. One mistake kills trust. One fake leaks poison. That's why the winners treat authentication like a sacred ritual. They know the smell of a real bag. They study stitching patterns. They learn heat stamps and fonts. They even partner with labs that can test material structures. It sounds intense. It is. But that intensity builds a moat. I watched a young founder turn his fascination with designer goods into a business that blew past 7 figures. In revenue, not by flipping anything and everything, by narrowing focus, establishing a reputation for ruthless authentication, buying well, and telling the story of each piece like a museum curator. Then he built an audience on social media by teaching people how to spot fakes and sharing the behind-the-scenes of his process. Education attracts buyers. Transparency builds believers. Time to learn. 4 out of 5. You are stepping into a world with details that matter. It's part art, part science. Money to start. 3.5 out of 5. You can begin smaller, but inventory costs money. Start within your means. Difficulty to hit 1,000 a month. 1 out of 5 if you choose well and price honestly. One sale can hit your goal. No excuse actions for tonight. 1. Choose a single brand to study for the next 30 days. Learn 5 authentication markers. 2. Visit 3 resale platforms and save 20 listings you believe are undervalued. Write down why. 3. Post a short video explaining 1 authentication tip. Teach first, sell later. If you do that consistently, buyers will find you. Finally, the quiet skill that powers all the others. Online writing. Not difficulty to hit 1,000 a month. 1 out of 5 once you have social proof. 2 clients at 500 or 1 strong retainer. No excuse actions for tonight. 1. Pick a product page you hate. Rewrite the headline and the first 3 lines until you want to buy. 2. Write 3 hooks and 3 closers for a short video in a niche you understand. Read them out loud and cut every extra word. 3. DM 5 creators with a short, specific offer. I rewrote your About section to make your promise punchier. If you like it, I'll do your top landing page for 300 with 2 revisions. If it doesn't lift conversions, don't pay. Let's zoom out for a moment and stitch these ideas into a single weekly rhythm you can run without burning out. On Monday, build or improve 1 asset that compounds. A community template, an evergreen video, a writing sample, an animated explainer. On Tuesday, send 10 offers, not spam. Targeted human messages that show proof of work. On Wednesday, fulfill work for current clients faster than it promised. Under-promise, over-deliver, every time. On Thursday, test 1 new growth lever, a different hook style, a new content angle, a tighter pricing bundle. On Friday, review your numbers. What worked, what didn't, what to repeat. On Saturday, learn. 2 hours of focused practice in your chosen craft. On Sunday, rest or plan. Fatigue is the enemy of consistency. A few psychological levers to lift your odds in any niche. Immediacy. Tell people how quickly they'll feel the first benefit. Risk reversal. Offer a guarantee you can keep and place it near the buy button. Identity. Speak to who the buyer wants to be in 1 sentence. Social proof. Use 1 specific outcome rather than vague praise. Specificity beats adjectives. In every piece of work, try to include 1 private truth your audience will nod at. Runners know the hill at minute 8. Founders know the 2 a.m. feature doubt. Students know the Sunday dread. Once they feel seen, they stay. Now, because I promised, let me give you a tiny message template you can adapt across almost any pitch without sounding like a bot. It's short and it respects the other person's time. Hey name. Quick one. I made a 20-second demo showing how your next video page community could land with your audience. If you want, I'll do a full version for free this week. If it helps, we can talk about a simple monthly setup. If not, no worries, you keep the asset. Up for it? That's it. No life story, no begging. Proof first, then a clean path to yes. You'll be shocked at how many people say, sure, let's try it, especially when you make it low friction and high respect. Let's address 2 objections before your brain tries to protect you with old stories. What if I fail? You will. Everyone does. Failure is a data point, not a verdict. The second time, you'll fail faster and quieter. That's progress. What if people judge me? They will. People also forget you exist 5 seconds after they close the app. Judgment is a boogeyman. Results are real. Choose real. If you want a simple way to stack these ideas, here's a 90-day challenge that fits around classes or a day job. For the next 12 weeks, you'll choose 1 core craft and 1 supporting craft. For example, faceless content plus copywriting, or coaching plus writing, or AI animation plus community building. The core craft produces your product. The supporting craft helps you package and sell it. Each week, create 2 portfolio pieces, send 15 pitches, and deliver 1 paid project. Track your numbers. By week 4, you'll have momentum. By week 8, you'll have baseline income. By week 12, you'll either have a steady $1,000 a month or you'll know exactly what to tweak to reach it. A few tactical insights that add money without adding much effort. Bundle intelligently. If you animate explainers, add a script polish option for a small fee. If you coach, offer a VIP week with daily check-ins for those who need a push. If you run a community, sell a quarterly playbook that shows other moderators how you drive engagement. That turns your work into another product. And in every offer, have a small FASTIES tier. People buy the smallest commitment first. Then they climb when they trust you. Let's also talk about the boring grown-up details that prevent headaches. Keep your communication clean. Confirm scope in writing. Write deadlines in calendar time, not ASAP. Use a simple invoice template and get deposits for custom work. Answer emails within 24 hours, even if it's just, got it, working on this now. Set your phone across the room when you work. 90 minutes of deep focus beats 6 hours of distracted flailing. These little disciplines separate professionals from hopefuls. You might be wondering, why are some people 20 steps ahead at 19 while others feel stuck at 29? It's not intelligence. It's iteration speed. The fast ones run more cycles, they test more hooks, they send more pitches, they fail forward faster. They do not make every rejection a referendum on their worth. They treat it like a weather report. Today it rained, tomorrow sun. That mindset will quietly make you unstoppable. If you still hear the voice that says, maybe this is for other people, borrow my belief for a week. Pretend you're the type of person who gets paid to help others and that the world is lucky to hear from you. Act from that identity for 7 days. Send the messages. Upload the clip. Offer the service. You'll notice a strange shift. People respond differently when you carry yourself like a peer, not a petitioner. You don't need arrogance. You need grounded, friendly confidence. Let me paint a picture of how your next 24 hours could go if you start right after this. You pick one idea. You do the 3 tiny actions. You send 3 offers. You sleep. In the morning, you see 2 replies. One says, not now. The other says, how much? Your stomach flips. You reply with a clear price and scope. They say yes. You deliver in 48 hours. They love it. You ask for a testimonial and a referral. They give both. You post your work. That post gets you another client. Now you have proof. And proof is addictive in the best way. Before we close, here's a thought that used to make me nervous and now makes me smile. You don't have to be the best in the world. You only need to be the best in the room you're in. The internet is billions of rooms. Pick one, walk in, say hello, offer something useful. Keep showing up until you can't be ignored. Most people will never do this consistently. That's why it works so well for the ones who do. A last nudge, because I want you to feel this instead of just understanding it. Imagine opening your messages tomorrow and seeing order received. Let's go ahead. This is exactly what we needed. You click each one and remember that last night you almost didn't send anything. You almost waited for a perfect plan, a perfect portfolio, a perfect moment. But you sent anyway. That tiny act changed your week. Enough tiny acts will change your year. Enough years will change your life. So, are you worse than millionaires? No. They just started sooner, ran more cycles, and refused to stop. Now it's your turn. Pick one idea. Do the 3 actions. Set a 1-hour timer. When it ends, something must be published or sent. Then come back tomorrow and do it again. That's how you build a life where your degree is a bonus, not a lifeline. That's how you become the friend who quietly handles their business and helps others do the same. The work is waiting, and so is your first yes.